How present are you?
We're going to learn with and through others who are fully alive.
We start in 22 seconds.
Live life, see the good days in it, just live. Live life, see the good days, see the good days. Follow your potential. And live life, see the good days in it.
Hey, welcome to the Just Live Festival. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you are living, well, in a way that you can say, I just live.
I'm living fully alive. Today our special guest is Lisette Gabre. She is from Sweden, living in East Asia. She is a fully present, fully alive person. I am sure you're going to catch this.
I love her. I love the way she speaks. I love the way she thinks, the way she connects. I call her the Mary Poppins. She just has this whimsicalness about her, and she exudes life.
She's deep. She's wide. She's an amazing woman. I hope you're going to catch how she is able to live.
So I want you to, again, focus in there, put on your imagination, be ready
Get
to
your
be
notepad
inspired,
ready.
Get your notepad ready. Here is the interview, the amazing interview with Lisette.
Thanks so much for joining us this week. Your life is a remarkable story, an adventure that only you can create.
We exist to motivate and equip you to live fully alive.
Today in this Just Live Festival, we get to have an interview with my new friend who I haven't met yet. Her name is Lisette.
Well, we've done 2 years together online. It's amazing.
And we are so glad to just unpack her life a little bit with you. You are going to have an awesome time with her.
Lisette is a trained teacher, but her heart is for people around the world. She's a cross-cultural worker. She's lived in Belgium. She's lived in China. She presently lives in Thailand. She is a great help to us in MTO, and she really focuses in on those people in transition. And I can't wait to hear some of the things she's going to say today about living fully alive, or as we say, just live.
So my name is Susie.
My name is Dan.
Together we are Duzie.
And this is a great day to be alive and just live.
All right, so Lisette, welcome in. So glad to have you.
Thank you. This is so exciting. I love to live fully alive. So I love to be here with you today.
So good.
So Lisette, who are you and what do you do?
So my name is Lisette Gabre, and I am from Sweden. But I have lived abroad in Asia for 25 plus years, since 1995.
Woohoo.
And first in China, 11 years. And then we've been living here in Thailand. Normally, I would say that I'm based in Thailand. I have my pillow in Thailand, but I serve in the people in the various countries around East Asia. So I work with member care. That means that I look after the soul and the emotions of people, the whole being, the whole well-being. And one of my official titles is TCK consultant. That means that I actually work with missionary kids, those children that just like my own children, they moved along parents to another country. So I love to invest in their lives. And I just love to journey with people. That's what I do.
When I think of Liz, I think of a
Liz who?
I mean, not Liz, sorry, of Lisette.
I was going to say.
Lisette, I just left off. When I think of Lisette, I think of a vivacious, fully alive girl who loves life. And she really loves life, but I think she loves people even more. And that's saying a lot, because those two go very hand in hand.
Now, you are a wife, you are a mother, and also a grandmother. Is that right?
Yes, I am. I have 6 grandchildren, and they are like my favorites. They are so cool. Just before this, I kept getting stickers from a little 2-year-old granddaughter. I had to actually tell my daughter, I'm right now going to record something. I need to actually close down WhatsApp. Stop sending stickers to me.
Oh, great. And your children and grandchildren all live with you there, or are they back in Sweden? Where are they at?
Two of them are in Sweden now, and one of them lives in the UK.
Oh.
And they did actually spend their whole life, or almost their whole life, in Asia. Our oldest son moved to China when he was 4. Our daughter was 2, and our baby was only 8 weeks old. And then when we relocated to Thailand, they stayed here until they moved to university when they were 18. Somehow they all ended up going to university in the UK, where they also met their spouses.
Wow.
So, yeah. They are really lived. They are very Asian. Inside, they're very, very Asian children.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And I know that you have a heart for TCKs, and that's part of your fully aliveness. And you raised 3 amazing young people, and they're still living their fully alive life. What does it look like for you, Lisette, to live fully alive?
I mean, I'm privileged to be a little bit older. I'm 55 plus, so God has graciously given me time to figure out who I am and to figure out that I'm okay the way I am, that I am loved the way I am. So I think for me, it's all about being set free in Him and being secure. I know for sure that He loves me, no matter what I am doing, because I screw up several times. I guess things aren't always going so well, you know. I mess up, and I talk too much, and I say things I shouldn't say, you know. And that's who I am. But still, I know that I am loved. I am loved. I'm 100% secure and know that as the fact that I am loved. I think my other thing, again, taken a long time, but I worry less about what people may think about me, and I care way more who God wants me to be. Who does He want me to be? Well, what is His plan for me? And I think for me, yeah, just fully alive is to be who I am, who I'm supposed to be, and to just use my gifts, even my personality. For many years, I was really arguing with God. Why do I talk so much? Why am I so extroverted? I wish I could be one of these holy, quiet, silent people. And I'm not at all. I'm constantly, I just talk. So I've been arguing with God for years. Like, why didn't you make me quiet? Until I really realized, actually, there's a purpose with my personality. This is wants me to be this way, and He can use it. And when you kind of land in that knowledge, then you're set free. I am free, and that's okay. I'm going to be this way. Obviously, I have still things that I need to work on in my life. I'm not saying that, but there's freedom. And I think discovering freedom, that's what it's all about. Freedom in Christ.
Two of the things you said that it's like a wow point, and if you're listening, write this down. The whole idea that fully alive people still screw up, and be free. Be free to be you, and I love that.
Yeah. That's amazing. Lisa,
for me, I embrace who God wanted me to be, and I kind of embrace every day. I often ask God, okay, often my calendar is this, but what do you really want me to do? Who do I need to see that I don't know? It's not in my calendar yet, but maybe there's someone I should call. Maybe there's someone I should just write a little line on WhatsApp. How are you doing? Or I'm thinking of you. So just embrace who God wants me to be, and just embrace every day.
That's a great mindset.
I love your perspective that you say you have a lot of years behind you, and it was a learning process. What were some of the key events or things that happened that caused this transition of you to know that you can care less about people? Many of us really care so much, and we have to please people instead of be who we are. And also, you said you care more about God's plan for you, and you talk about this freedom, but we also heard you say it wasn't always that way. What was part of the process?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a patient husband who has loved on me well. I also have a lot of people around me who has affirmed me. And I think it started with, you start doing something, and then someone goes like, I think you can do this. Oh, I'm not sure I can do that. Yeah, I think you can do it. And then that person is journeying with you, and you do it, and it turns out actually you did this really, really well. And someone goes like, I knew you could do it. And then could you do this and that? And then you just grow in that. by starting in the little, by having people that believe in you, I think is very important. People that cheer you on. I always talk about cheerleaders. You got to have cheerleaders in life.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that's what it was. I had cheerleaders. I had people that believed in me at times when I did not believe in myself. I didn't think I was able to do things, but I was.
Yes.
So good.
You talk.
And I actually think one of the things, sorry, you go.
No.
You go, carry on.
I would say one of the other things that I very often talk about would be comparison is the root to everything bad. People say that money is the root to evil. I just think comparison is, because when we start comparing ourselves to other people, or we compare children to other children and life to other, and if you have Instagram or Facebook, you compare your bathroom to someone else's bathroom, or their garden to my garden. And if you start comparing yourself the whole time to other people, you'll never be good enough. There's always going to be, a greener garden, a green grass. But I think, particularly if you live like we live, you do language study and you learn cultures and you meet people and you have to do a lot of performances in various ways, then you're never going to be good enough. You just have to compare to yourself. I constantly do compare to myself. I have people evaluating myself, helping them to do reviews. But it's a comparison with me and God. It's not that I'm comparing myself to Susie, because I'm never going to be Susie. Nope. I don't think God's plan. I don't, I love you, but I don't know if I want to be you. I can be me and you be you, But it could be very intimidating if I were to compare. It could be very intimidating.
Yeah.
So one of the things maybe to write down if you're taking notes again is this whole idea that comparison is the root of insecurity. There is
absolutely
a evil, and you don't show up if you are comparing.
Yeah. So I
hear very well said.
I hear a theme of love. I hear a theme of life-giving friends. You also called them cheerleaders. And I know that's a huge part of your life. What other rhythms and habits promote your fully aliveness?
I would very often say that I'm a recovering workaholic because I love to work. And I really do, because I get to do what I'm passionate about. And for years and years, many, 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 many years, I was raising 3 children. I was leading a lot of things. I was in charge of a lot of things. For a number of years, my husband, Christian, led one organization. I was in leadership for another organization. So we work. And I loved it, but I worked a lot. And a couple of years ago, my life changed. Suddenly, I realized that I can't just talk about self-care. I can't just write about self-care or do trainings for self-care. I actually need to walk the talk. I need to practice self-care. And when I discovered that, it really changed my life. And it wasn't that I did so much less. I just did the things I should do. And so I think for me, a rhythm would be, a rhythm would be that I work very hard, but I also rest. I move my body. I do either an evening walk. I love photo walking, where I take pictures after a theme every week. I go out and look for beauty. My daily beauty is important for me to find something beautiful in life. And then spending time with people that I love. And that could be my life-giving friends over WhatsApp, audio with them, or calling or audio messages from my grandchildren, sitting down with my husband in the evening when he gets back. Yeah.
Coffee is a piece of your life as well. Tell us how about coffee plays in.
I'm Swedish. It was what I got it when my mom was nursing me, it was coffee. No, I'm joking. Yeah, no coffee. I didn't actually learn to drink coffee before I joined OM and went to Belgium. I have never liked coffee before, but I only had 2 options there. It was either coffee or tea, and I didn't like tea. So coffee was the better of the 2 bad ones.
Wow. Incredible.
Now I'm quite addicted. I do drink a lot of coffee, but it's got to be strong. I shouldn't say, but there's one country in the world and their coffee is not very good. It's too weak. But since it's 4th of July, I better not mention which country it is.
Ours. But coffee, it's not just for coffee. I hear you talking often about coffee connected to your self-care, coffee when you go out to a coffee shop, coffee with when you and your husband catch up at night. It's a
Yeah,
it's
it is.
like it's there in the midst of
It
things
is
that
like,
are really
I
important.
mean, in Sweden, we have the word fika, and fika means coffee, conversation, doing life. It's not just drinking a cup of coffee. It's actually eating pastry or some baked goods or a piece of bread or a quiche or whatever it could be. But it's more catching up. It's like seeing that other person. And yeah, so it's always, I met someone last week who asked me, what are you really doing? Do you only go around to coffee shops every day in Chiang? Yeah, I do. Because I meet people and I provide member care. And when I do that, actually, it's if you sit down with someone who maybe has asked to see you because they're struggling in life, if you meet them in a clinical office like this with a desk between you, it's going to be very, yes, I'm fine, looking down, very uncomfortable. If you take them to a cozy coffee shop in a garden, you have them order their favorite drink of coffee, you get a mug, just like you were there, Susie, you have a mug, you hold on to your mug, somehow you feel secure. You feel instantly secure. I'm holding on to something, we're drinking something. This is very relaxing. And then it's easier to start sharing about life. So yeah, coffee plays a very important part in my life.
Yeah.
I just want to jump back to the whole, because I'm a workaholic as well. And yesterday in church, the pastor, he's been going through Nehemiah, and he was in Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 10. And this verse was like made for workaholics. And when you're saying what you're saying, because there's this place where Nehemiah has come to town and they've built the wall, and then Ezra shows up, and there's the whole thing of, here is the book of the law, and people are weeping, and there's so much work, and I need so much to do and everything. And he says these words, go and enjoy. And I see this whole thing in you.
Nehemiah 8:10.
Nehemiah 8:10. There's this whole thing for us who are workaholics, that yes, there's work to be done, but also go and enjoy. And that's what really this Just Live Festival is about.
And at the end of that verse, it says, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. And I think, Lisette, when I think of you, you are a person of bubbling joy. And you bring that to every engagement that I've ever seen with you. Yeah. And again, we've been journeying online for 2 years. This summer we get to meet in person for the first time. It'll be awesome. Yeah.
But I'm a little curious, what does a good day or a great day look like for you?
A good day starts that I can sleep in. I'm a night owl. I'm not a morning person. So if I can sleep in like today and start working around 9:30 or 10, that's a very good day, because that's when I'm going to be effective. And then the first thing I do is, of course, big, just like you there, Susie, big mug of coffee. I got to have my coffee. That's very important. And the other thing I do on good days or bad days is that I sit in bed in the morning, and when I put my feet down, or sometimes even before I get out of the cover, I would just remind myself and say out loud, be still and know that I am God. And then I say a 2-sentence prayer. Okay, God, it's a new day. You know my calendar, but you know so much more. I have no clue what this day will involve, but I will remind myself to be still and know that you are God. And in a good day, or sometimes bad days, I will also stop. Sometime I will try to pause in the afternoon and just repeat that again. He's good. He's good.
So you set your mind.
And then in a good day, sorry, what did you say?
Set your mind on that.
Yeah, I set my mind on that. I set my mind on that very, very much. And then a good day means that I get to work and do what I love to do. It could be preparing a session, doing a talk, or leading a training. A lot of admin. I don't mind admin. Admin is fun. Or meeting people. I do a lot of virtual conversations with people, journeying with people. I do the TCK sessions. I love that with little 5-year-olds that are so cute. Or I meet people for coffee and journeying with them in life. Very often I try to do an evening walk. I try to move my body somehow. Not always, sometimes I'm too busy, but I'm trying to. And then if my husband is at home, I love to sit down with him in the evening and catch up on what was his day like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You use
and then contact with it.
Yeah, you used a term some people may not know. TCK is third culture kid. So if
Oh yes, correct. Third culture kids. Yes.
Kid.
Yes.
Wow, I love your rhythm. It includes people. I'm shocked that you love admin. I'm like, how can that be? You know, but I know that you do it as a process of being with the people or preparing.
Yeah.
Lisette,
I am with the people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lisette has a number of themes that are her go-to themes. Tell us a little bit about root and fruit.
Oh yeah. Yes, I love that. Yes, I do. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Yes, I do. I really think that each one of us, we came from somewhere. We were born in a certain country. We had family, we have parents, siblings, and just to know your roots, where do you come from? And to be aware of those roots, and also the roots that we gain in every place we live. These roots may look a little bit different, but yet these roots can sometimes be even more entangled because these people, we share the same experiences. I may do more things with these people than I actually do with the people that in my passport country or my grandparents or my cousins. So these roots, the roots where I come from, Sweden in my case, my family, and then the roots where I live, they together make me bloom, and there's fruit coming on that tree. So yeah, I'm very strong on that. And I think that it's good to be aware of who are we? Where do you come from? What are your roots? Who are important? What's your universe? So yeah, I like that. It's very much my theme.
One of the most instrumental talks I heard this year on my life was one that you gave about wings and roots. And matter of fact, I drew a picture after she had spoken. This was it, in this whole idea that our roots allow us to fly. We need to be rooted, but we need to be free. And just, I hadn't thought about it for a long time, but my sketchbook was sitting there and it was like, oh yeah, that was such a powerful thing, because we are to be rooted, but the fruit allows us, like you were saying, to be free, to fly.
Yeah, that's a theme I very often talk about, roots and wings, and how they are connected, and how you as parents or people that care for you, that invest in you, you need to allow these wings to grow. Don't cut people's wings.
I said roots and fruits, but it's wings.
Yeah, there's fruit there too.
Fruity wings. Okay.
But there's fruit in there as well.
Yeah, I remember
that. That's great. Another theme that you talk about that's really so amazing for everybody is emotions. And I know that you are great with emotions and helping people process emotions, especially in transition. Tell us a little about you and just your fully aliveness and how you bring that fully aliveness to others as you help them process emotions.
I think one thing is just being present. You mentioned that word before, being there for someone. And for example, I'll take an example. When I do the sessions that I do for TCK's third culture kids in East Asia here. And I said from the very beginning when I started this, I want to have the motto of Jesus. Jesus left the 99 and went looking for the one lost sheep. It's never going to be for me that, there's only 1 or 2 kids coming, they're not important. I've been having a session with 1 7-year-old little person. And so for me, emotions is showing that person, whether there's a whole group of them or there's one individual, that you are important. And what you are feeling is fully okay. Whether you are angry, very angry, or sad or happy, and everything in between, that's totally okay. I think give permission for people to feel what they are feeling. And I often do that by sharing examples from my own life. I would often share, and I'm quite generous by sharing my life and sharing stories, both the good ones and the not so good ones from my life. Because I believe when I share from my life and my different emotions, other people realize, oh yeah, I'm actually not the only one feeling this way. Yeah. It's okay to feel this way. Yeah,
Lisette has a gift of bringing safety and security to people in transition and being on the long journey with them as well. I so appreciate you also for that. Tell us, how do you live fully alive when you have bad days? Is it possible to be fully alive and have a bad day? And what does that look like for you?
It is possible to be fully alive on a bad day, as long as you don't try to do it by yourself. If you try to go through a bad day by yourself, you're just going to be dancing around in the blues there, and you just, you're having the blues. It's down, it's rough, it's hard. So for me, I mean, again, I would go back to my life-giving friends. I have life-giving friends, and that means people that gives life into me. And what I would do when I run into rough days, because I do have rough days as well. Also, my husband and I, we work in countries that we really feel that we are under spiritual attacks. And when I feel these coming on, those familiar emotions, often places where I've been before. And I often would talk about, and I really believe that each one of us have an Achilles heel. Like I have something where I always fail. I was prayed for this when I was 18, when I was 24, when I was 38. And yet, whoa, here we are again. How is that even possible that I keep coming back to the same thing? I'm 20 years older, 30 years older. So for me, the second I can feel, oh no, I'm having a rough day, or someone sent me a really cruel email, or someone that wasn't very kind, or I wasn't very kind to someone, or I feel it, I would message my 2 life-giving friends and say, please, can you just pray for me right now? I'm having a really rough day. And then they know what to do. They will pray. They know that they will speak truth into my life. Depending on if they are awake or not, they would often ask me, would you want to share what happened? And then they would sometimes speak truth and said, this is maybe wasn't very smart and it wasn't very good. Or they would say, this is really unfair, what's happening right now. And just calm down, listen to God. And very often they would just carry me through in prayer. I think so bad days, you can still do them fully alive, but don't do them alone.
Wow.
And also,
that's powerful.
Yeah.
When I'm, for example, irritated or frustrated, I've been married for 32 years. So sometimes, you get irritated or frustrated or maybe even angry. One thing that really helps if I leave the house and go jogging or go for a walk or to the gym, because I will come back a much better wife.
Get that toxic energy out of your body, release it.
Because when you move your body, I mean, this is true from the brain. Actually, if you do brain research, when you move your body, you move the emotions out, other than just keeping them and having them grow and eat you. You can get it out of your system.
So you're saying, I mean, emotions are meant to be felt, but feel them with friends, but life-giving friends, not people who just have a pity party with you, but people who give you life, and also get active, get the endorphins running through your body. Yeah. Wow.
Totally true. I mean, definitely. You can have a brief self-pity party and record that on someone on audio, and then it goes like, I just have to tell you how I'm feeling. And it's fine. Then after that, great, you got it out of your system. Now move on. Yeah. And, not to be like, just life is shallow, but of course, be honest with that. Not just, like have a happy life. It's not about happiness. It's about that growing in the pain, growing. And also I would always put names to the emotions. What is this really about?
Wow.
What is it really about? Why are you feeling? Could it be that it is because of this? Could it be that it reminds you of something else in your life? Maybe actually it isn't A or B in front of you. Maybe it's someone else, Yeah.
You're interviewing your emotions. I love that.
Yeah. Lisette is amazing at emotions. In fact, this summer at our MTO camp for our third culture kids, every day after our theme, she's going to have an interactive time with the emotions of it. This is one of her geniuses, and I'm glad you shared that, and we can't wait for this to happen as well. Lisette, what life lesson do you wish you could tell your younger self? Here you are in this age and stage, and now that you know, what would you like to tell your younger self, or maybe some of our listeners who might be a version of your younger self?
I would tell her, you are precious. You are so beautiful, and you are good enough. I struggled for many, many, many years with very low self-esteem, not thinking that I was anything special. I wasn't good enough. No one would ever really love me. I wasn't beautiful, etc., etc. So I would really, if I would have known what I know now, I would have told myself, the younger version of myself, you know what? You are quite amazing. You are precious, good enough, and beautiful.
Wow. Oh, say that in the mirror, anybody. Just say that. You know, you are precious, beautiful, and good enough. I think we have that feeling today in our world that we're not good enough. I think even in the church, there's oftentimes a lot of things that we are not good enough. And of course, you know, Jesus comes and he makes us complete, but he made us in his image. And those are powerful statements.
And it's also powerful that you didn't always live that way. When I know you just these last 2 years, I see you as a beautiful person, and it is the skin, the external, but it's so much more also the whole being of your fully alive life that is so truly beautiful and precious. And you are way more than just enough. You are an incredible person that shows up with your presence and your fully alive life, and we are blessed because of that. And that's what happens when we live our fully alive life, when we understand and can show up with these the roots and the flying wings of being who we are. It's contagious to others. We catch it. I always catch it with you, Lisette, and I'm sure all these other people you get to engage with do as well. That's your gift that you have grown and learned through the road of hard knocks, but here you are in a space where you can continue to multiply that out. I just love it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, if Jesus came and visited you and said, my daughter, just live, what thoughts or emotions would rise up within you?
I think today I would probably say, wow, thank you. What an opportunity. Let's do this. But promise me to stick to your words where you say, I will never leave you nor forsake you, because I can't do this alone, but I would love to do it together with you, Jesus. I love to do it together with you.
So it's just live together.
Yeah, together. Because I know I can't do it by myself.
I'm hearing that theme. Just live together with your life-giving friends on bad days. Just live, pouring it out to people. Just live together with Jesus.
So good.
Yeah. No, I think I would say that. And also, I've the way I view myself, which has taken many, many years, I often would introduce myself as his princess. I've done a talk in several local churches about being his princess through life for women. I often start like a little 4-year-old girl all the way up to being a grandma. What is it like to be his princess? Because I often view that I'm his princess. I can see the two of us dancing there on the green field somewhere.
Yeah.
In a very childish way.
I think you've hit something really important for all of us to understand. Right. This relationship with God is not you are his servant. Though we serve God, he's not sitting there every day saying, now, Lisette, I want you to get through this list because the world depends on you and da, 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 da. He looks at you and he says, my princess. He actually enjoys watching you. And his breath over you is, Lisette, today, just live because I so enjoy my princess. And I think we don't talk about that enough.
I'm excited by
in
that.
church.
Woo!
We don't talk about that incredible father who is not giving you the chores. He's telling you to just live, and within your living, you're doing the things that bring beauty, that bring meaning and dignity and transformation. And I see that.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm very strong on that. Absolutely. Yeah. It's a love relationship.
Lisette, what question do you wish we would have asked you?
Oh,
I think you've covered them all. They were good questions. I don't think, no, because I got to talk about my life-giving friends. I got to talk about knowing who God is, knowing that you love. No, I think you covered them all. They were good questions.
we've come to the point where you are speechless.
What? How can that even be? Miracles happen.
Hey, I know a lot of people. A lot of people that are
That never
watching.
happens.
I know. This is a moment.
Yeah, a lot of people that are watching would love to get a hold of you, would love to connect with you. Maybe they're going through transition. Maybe they're thinking about living overseas. How might they get a hold of you? What's your contact?
They can email me at lisette@psmail.net. That's the easiest. I have another more complicated email address. Don't go for that. Go for this one. lisette@psmail.net.
It's written right there for everybody.
Yeah, we'll pop that right
there.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
And I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you. So please contact me.
Because you also help people through transition as well, right?
Oh, definitely. I love to journey with people through transition. And that could be either moving to the field or moving back from the field, very difficult, or changes that happens. I mean, another thing that I love to often work with people with is grief and loss. We have so many losses in life, so many hidden losses that we don't name, we don't express them. So I love to journey with people. So contact me.
Lisette, this has been such an amazing time to just unpack a little bit of your fully alive life. Thank you so much for sharing some of these things with us, the life-giving friends, the together concept, the being completely loved by God, and the together with God pieces of your journey that make you this person who you are today, that has enough not just to exist, but to overflow to people that you come in contact with every day. And you don't just wait for them. You are pursuing these intentional connections with people. We are blessed by you.
Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a rich time. And for you and everyone that's watching, may you live fully alive as you love your life, your world, and your God. My name is Dan.
My name is Susie. Together we are Duzie.
Live fully.
And love fully. Thank you so much, Lisette, for being with you.
Just live.
Oh, I absolutely love this time that we had with Lisette. We told her afterwards, and I feel this way as well, we could have had 3 complete sections on some of the nugget bombs that she rolled out to us. I love her concept. It kind of explains what she stands for. Roots and wings, and knowing who you are and what you're connected to, but also having the freedom to fly. And that's what she helps people do.
You know, sometimes we get this idea that, God loves us, but maybe he doesn't like us very much. I love what she was saying about God's voice over her is, you are precious, you are beautiful, you are good enough. Because we know those things from our Father, we can just live.
I also really love, as Dan said, the whimsicalness of Lisette in her message that she says, I am God's princess. And she lives her life in such a way she can imagine herself as a 4-year-old, like flitting about with her big full skirt in the fields or whatever. But all of her seasons of life, she still sees herself as God's princess, even in the season of being a grandmother. And I think that's really something maybe you heard, but her life wasn't always that way. This has been a process for her. And as she has learned it herself, she's helping others get rooted and flight.
And there's a chunk of gold she gave to you, gave to us. That whole idea that comparison is the root of insecurity. Right. If you're feeling insecure, it probably has to do with some kind of comparison that you're making.
She also said, let's worry less about what other people think of me, and let me care more about God and his plan for me, his presence, his words, his concept, his love over me. That is something we can also take away as we just live.
The question we started with is, are you living present? Is your life living in the moment?
Yeah.
Sometimes we get so busy of what I want to be or what I want to accomplish, or we're living out there in the future and we're missing today. Lisette helped us today really see, live in the moment.
Yep, and be okay with every emotion for your current situation right now. Thanks, Lisette. It was awesome to be with you. We again want to encourage you to go through a number of these questions we've been processing with our special guest, including how do you live fully alive on good days? What does a great day? What are some of your rhythms, practices? What does it look like to live fully alive even on bad days? That's our reality. Yeah. These are really amazing concepts for us to learn from these other ones, but to apply for ourselves as well.
And we give you permission to reach out to her. Her contact is right there.
Lisette at psmail.net. Email her. That's her best way. Go for it.
Reach out to her. You'll be blessed. Thank you. Have a great day and
just live.
Just live.